Could you explain the link with the words? Maybe in alap and
so like re So I am using the pressure of my hand to denote which words I want. I can say like this or Rina again. So I am using the words. So for alap, what words to use, because it's helping in the cutting of the phrases, makes it more abstract. I'm not worried about the sa, because I'm thinking also which dha to use, which sa to use. So I'm free to use then after that which. I can switch rag immediately then. If I'm worried about which swars to use, swar bheds to use, if it's higher or lower, and then think of which words to use. There are too many things too. So you have to free yourself of some things and hold on to something else. It's like walking with railing on both sides. So when there's a curve, you leave this side and you hold this side. So you have to adjust. And similar in the jod, re ra ra no ra. Now I can think of it. I have a choice of both. So I am using the words actually on the alap, the jod and the jhala also, because it gives me more freedom.
Yeah, do you feel if you use the sargam, if you think in sargam, it will fix something that should not be fixed? Maybe.
If I think in sargam, I think it becomes a bit more limited for me. So I'm thinking of 4 usually then. Otherwise, I'm sare ga re sa ga sare. I'm only having only certain amount of. So sare ga re ga re ga re ga re sare ga sounds, I feel it limits my thoughts. Re no I'm trying to make different colors. So I can get more patterns, different patterns, because I'm applying different weights. With the like, you can go. There are only techniques involved over here, like pulling and sliding, mixture of sliding, pulling. stroking hard, using oscillations, using gamaks, But when I'm using words, I have one more weapon with me to put in. So I have three things. I can think like I can change. It's like you have a tripod. You can put the balance on here and put the two wheels on top, put it over there, put it over there. And you have more things to expect that. So
can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, technically for an instrumentalist, how you approach the word?
The words? So I can, because I think about it singing, I spend a lot of time thinking about the work. So, I can use the third finger and the first finger. If I want to re, yeah. Also, what happens when I'm coming from ga to re, my hand automatically doing something else also at the same time, little bit. So I allow that freedom to happen. So when it's very important, because when you are teaching also, you say and the student does, and if you tell him no, don't do it, it's wrong, I feel, because every student has their own mind, and I have to allow him some and have to restrain some. So it is, when you are teaching, it's a very clever decision to how much to allow and how much to restrain. Then you get into this thing of how to use which word, how not to use it, how to make a simple phrase, or more correct, no? Because then say, it feels right. So there is an intuition in us that says this is right. But sometimes we get so clogged and clouded in our minds that we don't know whether we are right or wrong. And music, it's always the case. It's like a pit. When you go 4 feet, it looks 40 feet deeper. You go another 4 feet, it looks 80 feet deeper. So you always feel like, oh God, I'm not going anywhere and nothing is happening. And I'm just killing myself for nothing. There are times I feel like taking the veena and said, okay, burn it out. I'll go and wash some dishes. I'll be a much happier person in life. At least I can see you wash the dishes, the result is you have clean dishes. Here it's nothing. But you have to just keep on going, because the right thing is very important to do in music. There is a certain path you're following and you feel this is right, you should just go with it. There's a matter of correctness about it. So then, re ra na, re ra na, re ra na, 4 words. Re ra ra na na. So I'm trying to recreate those words on the thing, because then it gives us a sense of abstractness. It's not like a re and ga. It's distance of 2 points and you're creating a balance between them. You're creating a relationship between them, drawing various lines of various shapes and various curves and various timings. So if you draw point A and point B and you put a line once, and normally you just take a ruler and put A to B, this joint. But then you draw a curve little, then you curve up and you curve down, then you draw like this, then you slow it up and you come from A to B. So when you look in the microscope, all these lines will be thick and thin and thick and thin, and that is what we are trying to magnify all the time. All the smallest differences between things create a sense of, a feeling of sensitivity of how, like, this is Andolan. You can see a difference of microtone, half a microtone.